Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Yard and Gardens. It's kind of a dismal gray day here for a summer Saturday, but I thought we'd take a look at the new tomato patches and just kind of see how things are doing. You know, it's getting near the end of June and I'd like to have a few more flowers on here, but all things considered, I think it's doing all right. So we'll probably be able to bring in a decent harvest, weather permitting. So I don't know. Anyway, let's just take a look at how they're doing so far, and we'll see how the season grows. So wide panel shot here. These are the two patches I dug up this year with the tiller. Still not necessarily sure that was worth the fight. That thing beat up my shoulders pretty good, and it didn't necessarily do as good a job as I was expecting. Definitely going to have to do it again if I want to have completely loosened this bit of soil, but sure did make it look like garden pretty fast. So each of these rows has something like 8 tomatoes planted down the row. They're not doing too bad. This patch here on the left was a little bit delayed in planting. This patch on the right is the one that kind of, I don't know, really matters to me. This is the one that's got the black crims in it and the bush beefsteaks, our canning garden, if you will. But if we get closer here, take a look at this. I believe this one up front here. Oh, I should write these things down. I really should. But I think we have some dwarf gold tomatoes along the very front. Then the rest of these 2 rows is the bush beefsteak. The rest of those 2 rows is the black crim, and then I think I put the cherry tomatoes along that edge there, just to kind of keep us from nibbling on the big ones. But looking at the growth here, I mean, really, it doesn't look so bad. It had kind of a rough go as far as hardening. So some of these plants are, considerably smaller. Let's try zooming in on that one a little bit. But all in all, still looking pretty good. And I was looking at some of the individuals and I thought I saw flower starts. Let's see if I can track some of those down. All right, so I think this is a black crim. We're like 3rd row in, 2nd from the back. If you look just in the heart of all that there, we seem to have flower starts. It's fantastic because this is kind of a medium to large size tomato, if I recall. So I'm going to want to, let it have some good time to ripen on the plant. I mean, tomatoes can ripen on the counter just fine, but so much better when they ripen on the plant. Let's see what else I can find here. Now here's a beauty. I believe this is one of the broad ripples that Rob Bob sent me all those years ago, and I just keep saving seeds from. And of course, it's one of the first to produce flowers for me. It's a nice little cherry tomato, not too acidic because it is a yellow, so. But I find that in our short season, these are some of the most productive tomatoes we get to grow, so that is part of why they're on the edge for easier grazing, Well, we got some weird little shapes going on with some of these plants. Now I've got 80, I think it worked out to be, tomato plants in here. So I'm not going to bother to cage or stake any of these. We're just going to let it go crazy like it did last year. And that seemed to do all right. We ended up with a wonderful assortment of tomatoes to can, so. And that was out of a lot less space than this. Because last year we were growing them where we've got the onions and the pepper patch. And yeah, there's no way all those tomatoes would have fit. Look at those perennial onions in the back though. These things are monsters. Totally not related to the tomato update, but I am so glad I brought these few up into the sunshine. I've never seen them get so large on our property. Saw a few at the fair that were like this big, and I'm like, no way. How the heck did they grow those? Turns out the trick was sunlight. Yeah, kind of makes sense. Who knew, eh? Anyway, these are going to be delightful when they start throwing their little onion sets on there. And we'll definitely be doing updates of that along the way. We'll get into looking at this pepper patch in the next few days too. Starting to see some little tiny pepper bums. But so far the super chili is, as always, the winner on that one. So, yeah. While we're back here though, and talking about tomatoes, taking a look at the ones in that sod bunker garden, still hidden behind the grasses. I've got to cut this down. But I generally leave these tall grasses in the front to kind of provide a little shade. And it seems to help. Like, these tomatoes are looking all right. I had a little pepper plant in there. It looked pretty bad from the start, so I'm not too worried about that. Nice tomato there. Oh, that pepper underneath the thistle's actually got a flower on it, so I'll have to pull some of these out. You know, monster thistles here. I read somewhere though that if your tomato grows beside a thistle, it stores better. So I don't know about that, but look at that tomato plant. This bunker garden produces, sorry, I just fell into the onion bed. This bunker garden produces absolutely amazing tomatoes. I am so excited. That is easily the tallest of the tomato plants. And yeah, I do believe I see suckering down at the bottom there. And I might even see flowers at the top. That is fabulous. Well, and that's where I'm going to wrap it up today, I think. I have to go in and try and edit this up, see if the new settings on the camera worked. Hopefully you have noticed a much better quality of video, because it turns out I had this thing set 2 levels below what it's actually capable of. I suspect that's because the old computer couldn't handle it when I got this camera, but yeah, we'll see. If this works, the new computer can handle it, then we have nicer videos from now on, so that will be nice. All right, everybody. Well, you know, the huge much love, and thank you for joining me as we take a look at the 2021 tomatoes. I hope you're having a fantastic garden season, and may the rest of your day be filled with amazing joys. I will talk to you guys next time.